So thank you, New Day, for being a part
Yes.
of sending Christmas cards and the team that came up here, along with all the desserts. We still have tons of desserts, which is awesome.
Yeah, and they're just now for the second wave going to come through, and we found out that we're going to go from 5:30 to 11 o'clock tonight.
11 o'clock. Whoa.
Serving.
And so many of you remember Pastor Mike Lynch with Ally Force, Mike and Roxy. But then this is my beloved brother, Mark Roy. And you've got people on your camera, too. We got like two cameras going at one time. Whoa, we're so cool. High tech.
Right.
Two different Facebook Lives going.
That's awesome.
I love Mark very much.
I
So
know.
New Day, Mark, it'd be fun if we could just keep you here, kidnap you, and not let you go back down to San Antonio.
At least for
And have
the
you
weekend.
speak
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll arrange it the next
We'll
time.
make it happen.
We'll
Amen.
make it happen.
Amen.
Yeah, it's been a great day, man.
It has. How many officers did we serve?
I think for lunch we did over 350
Easy.
officers.
Wow. That's awesome.
And they weren't expecting this to be. They said to me, maybe lunch crowd will be a little light, but they were overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So
It was fun too. A bunch of retirees that I've never met before.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
yeah.
And New Day, they loved the Christmas cards. So thank you. That was awesome.
And the interesting thing, Christopher texted me and said, "Hey, you got an idea for the cards?" I said, "No, the Lord will take care of it." And what happened?
But so then they thought of they're going to actually send them to the precincts and they're going to put them in their mailboxes.
Yeah.
So then they'll get it, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah.
So, Mike, just for our viewers here, that some people don't know you, how did all this begin with you? And
Yeah.
tell them what you do, because here it is. We are honoring the police officers,
Yeah.
which are some of the most misunderstood people in America today.
Yeah.
But how did it begin
really,
with you?
it comes down to unloved people group.
Right.
And Ally Force and Blood and Fire, we've always wanted to love on the unloved ones. And the opportunity, so we started cooking for one of the precincts and got invited to become a chaplain for Minneapolis. And then from there, we've just been doing just different events and them asking,
Yeah.
and with excellence.
But didn't it start with, like the Super Bowl? Was
Yeah.
the first, and
Yep.
then it was the men's Final Four.
Yep.
And then the challenge. Then what happened with
George Floyd
and the riots?
Yeah,
and
the riots.
Just loving on and caring for the people. And,
Absolutely, and then the women's Final Four came in
Yeah,
to
that's
play,
right.
and then we got invited because of the Twins organization. They did the big snow hockey thing in the Twin Stadium, and one of the inspectors helped out getting a lot of cops down here to do it, and so Jeff Bain, who is in charge of all the security here, he said, well, if you need to do this again, we'll have the opportunity to, because you guys did it with such excellence.
Yeah.
He says we were so impressed because actually our place was cleaner than we gave it to you guys, and
That's
so
awesome.
it was just one of these things that the Lord working it through us to get it done.
Right.
But our heart is to do it with excellence, and so when they asked us, so we're doing the Federation Christmas party for all the retired officers and working MPD, and so the opportunity of just loving on them and saying yes,
Just opened up.
and then Twins stepped up and helped us, but we got everything donated. New Day was such a big part of the opportunity of sharing. Just when we called and said, "Hey, would you guys?" Roxy called Christopher and said, "Hey,
Yeah,
would
we're
you
there."
want to be
Yeah.
a part of doing desserts and stuff like that?" And then because all they usually get is cookies, and there's so many bars and so many
Yeah.
wonderful things for the officers. They're
Yeah,
just like,
it's really
"Oh
good.
my gosh!" I've heard more good that this has probably been the number one event for the last 3 or 4 years with the Federation.
Yeah, but that also all began because Mike is a
Because
part
of
of
Mike,
the
yeah.
chaplaincy of
Yeah.
serving them.
and just loving them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's where it all begins. It all
Yeah.
begins on just finding someone you can love,
Yes,
someone you can serve,
Yeah.
and doing that, and then from that, great favor in the city.
Yeah.
You know, and again, excellence is not always, it's not like we can have the best of the best, but excellence is doing the best with what you have. And that's what we've done today.
Absolutely.
We've had a fabulous meal. The Twins organization gave us, I mean, this is like
The
high
championship
up.
club.
Yeah, it costs tens of thousands of dollars to come to this club before a Twins game.
Yeah.
And yet they gave that
here
to
we are.
us just to be able to honor them.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
good. And I love, so talking about an unloved group, right? Is that's what it is. This isn't a political thing. This isn't we're for this, we're against that. What we are is we're for love. We're for loving people groups that get marginalized or forgotten about or excluded.
Absolutely.
The idea of that's something that we can all do, right? Especially with Christmas being, like people are more receptive, perhaps more receptive to the idea of just being loved and being cared for. So that's something that we could all do. That's something that you guys can do wherever you're watching this video right now.
Well, and to me, that's the simplicity of serving.
Yeah.
Finding someone that has needs and just serving it. It began small. It might never had intention.
Wasn't ever thinking that something like this would happen.
No, Mike had a brother that was a police officer. He has a daughter that's a police officer. And so you understand as a family unit what they go through just with crisis and then of course with all the tensions that we have. But we get to be peacemakers and we get to be the lovers of men. And today this room was filled with so much joy and camaraderie of men and women that serve.
And peace. You could feel the sense of peace in here.
What I love too with this people group is they have, they're trained to be on guard.
Stoic.
But they that force field, if you will, was like lowered, and they were just able to be here. I see on your phone, Mark, it says no kidnapping of Mark Roy. No way, we got him. We're keeping him. We're keeping him here.
I got the police here. I'll take care of that. But man, just I know Mike would say this. Just thank you to everybody that helps support not just this event, but helps support year round. Because from the support from our churches to ministries, it allows us and it builds, as our good friend Doug Stringer says, the relational equity in our communities to be able just to share the message of Jesus.
We're so much better together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are.
Totally.
So, the fun part, Mark and I started yesterday morning at about 11:30, got all the briskets seasoned. And so we had over 500 pounds of brisket on there, 500 to 700 pounds of brisket on there. And then it went smoked 21 hours.
So all I had to do when I got close to the stadium was just lower my windshield.
That's right.
And just it's this way.
It's
this way.
It's a really big scented candle.
Yes,
for a parking lot.
And the officers love the meat. And our dear friend Brenda is here, and she did lasagna, which is full of meat. And it's just amazing, and then the desserts and everything is just
and really,
we can't do it without relational
and just
equity,
all how many people came from your church to help serve today?
There was 6 of us.
But it took a team of about 20, and I mean this is like a full blown restaurant. Again, as the Twins gave us full run of their kitchen and all their equipment and everything just to be able to do stuff. It just really helped us produce a great meal.
I discovered something today. My love language is brisket.
Brisket.
I love it. Forget about hugs. Forget about words of affirmation.
That sounds like a T-shirt to me.
Brisket.
My love language is brisket.
There it is. Especially when it's got the bark on it.
I
love the bark.
That could be a Holy Smoke logo. We can put that on our Holy Smoke USA right here.
My love language is brisket.
My love language. We're going to do that one. We're going to do that. We'll have T-shirts, $15.95 for the T-shirt.
That's awesome. Love it. That's awesome.
Good.
I love you guys.
Love you.
So good.
Love you.
Good.
Kingdom of God is alive and well.
Absolutely. Bless everybody.
Yeah,
All
Merry
a good
Christmas.
night. Merry
Love
Christmas.
you guys.